Hi, this is Anita Berry with Johnston and Stewart here for the final legislative update from the 2023 legislative session. This concluded the final week of session, and within 60 days, the legislature passed 356 bills and passed a budget totaling over $117 billion. That budget is a 4.42% increase from the previous fiscal year. The legislature concluded its business early in the day on Friday after passing the budget and the tax package. The tax package this year includes a number of sales tax holidays, just like it has in the past, that expands and lengthens a number of those holidays. It also creates some changes to sales tax referendums, including requiring counties to go to referendum for additional tourist development tax levies and requiring that any referendum for taxes such as the TDT or penny for Pinellas be done during a general election and held only once within the 48 months prior to the enactment of the tax. In the final hours of session, a bill to address regulation of vacation rentals died after it was amended in the House, and the Senate refused to concur with the amendment. The amendment would have limited local regulation of vacation rentals, which the Senate had sought to balance with statewide regulation. This issue continues to be ongoing every single session. However, this was the furthest we have seen the bill go, and we do expect it to come back again next year. Senate Bill 892 relating to state minimum wage passed this week. The bill allows an exemption to the state's minimum wage laws for minor league baseball. The bill became controversial when the House added an amendment to preempt local wage ordinances for local government contractors. However, that amendment was removed before the bill is ultimately being sent to the governor. House Bill 477 passed, which will shorten school board member term limits from 12 years to 8 years. The Senate companion bill had originally included an 8-year term limit for county commissioners as well. However, that language was ultimately not taken up by the House. The Senate unanimously passed House Bill 121, sending it to the governor. This bill was a priority for House Speaker Renner and expands the eligibility threshold for Florida Kid Care from 215% of the federal poverty level up to 300%. The program helps to subsidize health insurance for children from families with incomes that are too high to qualify for Medicaid. Funding for the expansion was also included in the budget. Last-minute amendments were filed to expand Senate Bill 262, technology transparency, in the House this past week. While the language was softened slightly by additional amendments in the Senate, the expanded bill was ultimately passed by both chambers and will go to the governor. Among other provisions, Senate Bill 262 will allow Floridians to opt out of having their personal data shared online. However, it is limited in application to only those companies that make more than $1 billion in gross revenue. Senate Bill 252 passed both chambers and will keep in place restrictions on face masks and COVID vaccine mandates. Those original provisions were set to expire in June, but the bill makes permanent prohibitions on restricting access to businesses or refusing employment based upon mask or vaccine choices. After being vetoed last year, the legislature has passed a revised version of a bill that would require local governments to produce a business impact estimate prior to passing an ordinance and allowing businesses to sue local governments to block enforcement of local laws that could hurt their business. Senate Bill 170 was a priority for President Pasadomo and has been seen as a way to potentially end some state preemption issues. The legislature passed House Bill 949, which will require a valid driver's license or learner's permit to drive golf carts on certain streets. Under current law, 14-year-olds are allowed to operate golf carts. However, the bill will now ban them on those public roads, aiming to reduce the number of accidents and injuries among children. The bill has the support of the Florida Sheriff's Association and will now go to the governor. Governor DeSantis has already signed Senate Bill 102, the Live Local Act, into law. The bill is a sweeping affordable housing package, including both policy changes and substantial funding increases aimed at addressing the state's affordable housing crisis. This past week, Senate Bill 678 unanimously passed both chambers and will go to the governor. This bill will let unused and unneeded Department of Transportation property be conveyed to other agencies for free if it is to be used for affordable housing. As session has come quickly to an end, the governor has also very quickly been signing his priority bills into law as he receives them. This past week, that included House Bill 3, which will preclude state and local government agencies from taking climate change and diversity factors, also known as environmental social governance or ESG, into account when investing money. The bill also prevents banks from declining to provide loans or other banking services to customers for reasons other than financial ones. It has been a busy 2023 session, and we are honored to continue to represent Amplify Clearwater and to be the voice for its members in Tallahassee. We look forward to continuing our work together on behalf of the Clearwater business community, and thank you for tuning in every week.